Hi, my name is Courtney Wu and I'm a registered dietitian. Today I will be giving a presentation about using the Transtheoretical model and motivational interviewing for behavior change. First, I will begin by reviewing the Transtheoretical model, then the spirit of motivational interviewing, and then lastly reviewing the use of motivational interviewing with the Transtheoretical model. Now, the Transtheoretical model is a model that describes the process of behavior changes, and it also describes how people modify a problematic behavior or potentially acquire a positive one. It's based on 5 stages, which include pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and then maintenance. The first 2 stages of change include pre-contemplation, which is the stage when patients have no intention to change or are unaware of a behavior that needs changing. In the contemplation stage, the patients are unsure whether they want to change, and it is a decisional balance between the pros and cons of making a behavior change. The next stage is preparation, which is when the making plans for change occurs. The practitioner may discuss with the patient on what needs to happen for change to occur, and then making goals towards that change. Action is the plans for change, and the practitioner may discuss the actions necessary for change. And then also they may consider with the patient or client the problems with their current actions that are adverse to their goals of what they want their behavior to change to. Lastly, in the maintenance stage, this is the time where the practitioner will reflect with the client on the current lifestyle and how the current behaviors are being manifested, how they are working according to plan, and if there are any lapses that have occurred. The practitioner will discuss potential eating behaviors, physical activities, or any other problems that the client may bring about in the session. In motivational interviewing, it is an approach to behavior change. It is not solely client-centered, but it is a client-focused type of approach to behavior change where the client becomes in the driver's seat and the practitioner acts as the guide to support the client for an autonomous and self-efficacy towards making the behavior change or making the decision to make a change on his or her own. Motivational interviewing is comprised of what is called the spirit of MI, or motivational interviewing, which includes acceptance, compassion, collaboration, and evocation. In acceptance, the practitioner accepts and acknowledges and validates the client for where he or she is at in their current stage. And during the compassion component, the practitioner provides empathy and understanding for what the client is experiencing at that moment and validating how that makes the client feel. In collaboration, the practitioner works with the client as an aid in making those steps for change if that is what the client desires. In collaboration, it relies on both the expertise of the client and the practitioner towards the goal. The client acts as the expert in his/her own life, whereas the practitioner provides the support of guiding through the feelings for that particular change or about the goal that the client has in mind. And in evocation, the practitioner elicits change talk and reflects to the client about what he or she may feel towards the change, if again the change is something that is desired. Now, in the combination of using the Transtheoretical model with motivational interviewing, on the left we have the Transtheoretical model stages of change, and on the right we have motivational interviewing. On the left, we begin with the first two stages, which are pre-contemplation and contemplation. And again, to review, the pre-contemplation includes a no intent to change or the client is unaware of the problem. And motivational interviewing is beneficial in this stage because the practitioner can empathize with the client and accept the client for where he or she is at in the current behaviors and current lifestyle, and the practitioner can also demonstrate compassion for the client wanting to describe how he or she is feeling. It is also important to use motivational interviewing and primarily empathy in this stage so that the client can feel understood and a trusting relationship can be formed. Rapport is important in this stage because if the client trusts the practitioner, then he or she may be more willing to open up and provide deeper feelings so that the practitioner can more effectively guide the client through his or her current feelings about the current lifestyle and behaviors. In contemplation, the client is ambivalent about change and is weighing the pros and cons to making a potential change. Again, acceptance and compassion are important and are beneficial in this stage because then the practitioner can validate the current feelings about the status quo, or actually interrupting the status quo and making or helping the client understand and guide through the feelings about if or if not making a change. In collaboration, this is also important because the client can provide current feelings, whereas the practitioner helps guide through those feelings about weighing the pros and cons of changing. And then through evocation, the practitioner can help elicit change talk through the potential pros for changing if the client does mention those. And then the third step of the third stage of the Transtheoretical model's preparation. Again, the practitioner can collaborate with the client in making the plans towards change. The client will provide information about his or her background and what current steps could be taken or are being taken and what steps could potentially be taken. In the action stage of change, then the practitioner can also utilize collaboration if there are any changes that may need to be made, compassion for and acceptance of the current stage that the client is going through, as he or she may have been taking action, and the practitioner can applaud and continue to encourage the client in this stage. Then the maintenance stage is also important, as the practitioner can continue again with acceptance and compassion, but also with collaboration as to avoiding relapses of previous behavior that takes away from the client from leaning towards the goals. And then also giving compassion and encouragement for continuing to meet the goals. These are my references, and thank you for listening.